Hello students, this video covers your first chapter of computer, that is Introduction to Networking. Watch the video carefully and try to understand all the concept covered in the video. And here we go. So student, here we start chapter number 1, and that is Introduction to Networking. Introduction to networking. So first question arises that what is a networking? So in a general term, if you say what is a networking, we can say it is a medium to transfer information. So information could be anything. It may be our messages, it could be our thought, it could be other resources that we can transfer from one place to another place using a medium. So that we call networking. It's a simple language. Okay, next, exchanging our thought. We can see that if we want to exchange our thoughts, we generally use some devices like telephone. So there are two people, here they are talking to one another using these two telephones. Mean they are connected. These two telephones are connected to each other so that the information can be transferred from one place to another place. So this also we can say one type of network. Other example, if we see, so we can send or receive our messages. So messages maybe using our mobile phone or maybe using our computer, we can send or receive our messages. So here also you can see that two computers are connected together with the help of wire or maybe wirelessly, so that we can send a message from one place to another place. So this is also one type of network. So it is not always there are two computers connected together. There may be many computers connected together. Here you could see many computers are connected together. This one is connected to this one to this, like this. Okay, so this can enable this computer to transfer data or information or resources from one computer to another computer because they are connected together. So this we call network. This we call network. Now we will learn about the definition of the network. What is a network? So a computer network is the system in which two or more computers are connected to each other. These computers can share information and other resources. A computer network may also include peripheral devices such as scanners, webcams, speakers, headphones, microphones, etc. So this is the definition of a network. A computer network is the system in which two or more computers, maybe two computers or maybe more than two computers are connected to each other, and these computers can share information and other resources. Other resources means maybe some templates, maybe some picture, maybe some audio clips, maybe some video clips. So this we call a network. So it is not always the computer as we have seen here. So here some computers are shown that they are connected to one another, but it is not always that only the computer is connected to one another. There may be some printer connected here so that we can get print. There may be some CCTV camera connected to this. Okay, so it is not always that only computers are connected, but it may have, the network may have some other peripheral devices. Peripheral devices means you can say the additional devices that are connected to the network. So this is the definition of computer network. You have already seen a computer network is a system in which two or more computers are connected to each other. These computers can share information and other resources. A computer network may also include some peripheral devices such as scanners, webcams, speakers, headphones, microphone, etc. etc. Okay, so this is the definition of a network. Now we will proceed further and we will learn some terminology, some terms that you must know in a computer network. So client and server, these two things we are going to learn about. Here is a picture of network, simple network. You could see here that there is one device and its name is written server. And there are some other devices. These are called client, 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 and client. Now, what are these client and server? Students, whenever you want some information on the internet, you just tap the information, the piece of information on your browser, and the internet, gives you the information on your computer, on your mobile phone. So have you ever wondered that where this information is coming to you? So this is what we are going to learn here. If we talk about the server, so server is the main device that contains all the informations that is sought by people around the globe. So this server contains all the information, any information that you want that is contained, that is stored in this server, and other computer which ask for the information. Let's say it's your computer, this one is your computer, and you want to know about, let's say, whether in Khordwara, or you want to know about Einstein. So you tap on your keyboard about Einstein, and that request comes here in the server because the information is stored in this server. And when your request is received by the server, it sends back to you that information. Okay, so receiving a request means whenever you tap in a search engine, Google, you tap the information, that is means you are making request to make available you the resource or the information that you want, and that request to come to the server, and the server send back the request to you. So in this way, this device which contains almost all the information is called server, and this device which sends requests to seek certain information, to find certain information, is called client. So this individual devices are called client, and these all client are connected to the server. So whenever you send some request, that information is sent to you by the server. I hope you understand. Now we'll just see the definition. Server. So a server is the main computer that contains the information and resources required by the client computer. This we have already cleared. Okay, it sends the information. Server contains the information and resources required by the client computer. Now we will learn about client. A client is a computer that sends a request for information in the form of data signal to a server. Very simple. If you have a mobile, if you have computer, if you have laptop, and you use your devices to get some information from the internet, so your laptop, your computer is called a client. and where you are getting that information from, that device is called server. So client and server, I think it's a clear now. Now next we are going to learn about the network devices. You have already seen the picture of the network. So now what all devices are required to set up a network, we are going to learn now network devices. Here I am going to show you one picture, and in this picture you could see that different devices are there. Here this devices is called router. Here this one more devices, it's called switch. Here's one more device, it's called hub. Here these are the computers or clients or hub, nodes. Okay, here you could see bridge. Here you could see some more nodes or clients. Here again nodes or clients. Here is a hub, and here is again one more switch. So these many, here you can see cables are also there. So these are the things that are required to set up a computer network. Okay, so not always these all required, but at least your client is required, some hub or switch is required. Okay, some modems also are required for setting up a uh, computer network. So there are few devices that we are going to discuss further that are already given in our book. So we will talk about these. Here I have just given how they are connected. The router is connected to switch 1. This is one. Here you can see that one type of one network is installed, this one, and one more network is installed here. Okay, the two networks are there. This is a router. Okay, this router we'll just learn about it in the upcoming slides. So we are just going to discuss about these devices further. Okay, the first one is about the hub that you have already seen there. Okay, this is the hub. So we are going to learn about a hub. So this is a picture of a hub. Okay, you could see there are some ports that you generally find in your computer or laptop also. Okay, so these we call ports. These are used to connect wire. Okay, so this is a picture of a hub. Now we are going to learn about what is a hub. So a hub is a physical device. Physical means that you can touch, you can feel, that directs a signal toward other connected system in a network. A central hub connects the other networking devices. It can either send or receive data, but not both at the same time. So what does it say? A hub is a physical device that direct signal towards other connected system. Now we'll see the picture here. This is the hub. Okay, it's a directing signal to other computers. You can see. Okay, one computer is connected, or two, one more computer is connected here, maybe three or maybe four computers are connected to this hub. Okay, so generally it's distributing signals to the different computer, but what is the limitation? It can either receive or send the signal. It cannot do both the thing simultaneously. Okay, so it can either send or receive data, but not both at the same time. So what is the function of it? To send or to direct the signal. Okay, direct signals toward other connected system. So this is the function of a hub. A hub is a physical device that directs signals toward other connected system In a network, central hub connects the other networking devices. So it is sending signal. We could see here. Okay. So, and it is connected to the other devices. It can either send a signal or receive signals. Here it is receiving from here and sending it this side. It cannot do both the thing together. So this is the hub. It's a device, physical device that directs signal towards the other connected devices. Now next we are going to learn about a switch. So here is the picture of switch. Again you could see some ports are also here. Okay, these are the ports which are used for making connection with other devices. Okay, you could see in the hub there were less number of ports, but here more ports are there. Okay, so this is also a device that is generally used to direct signals. Okay, it's a more or less similar to the hub, but still some differences there. First, we will learn about the definition of it. The function of a switch is very similar to a hub. It can connect to more number of different types of devices. It transfers data with higher speed than the hub. So little bit. Firstly it is said it's a similar. It is similar to the hub, more or less similar to the hub, but there are some difference. It can connect to more number of different types of devices. Different type of devices mean maybe web camera, maybe printer, maybe some other devices. Okay, scanner. So this is a little bit different, and it transfers data with higher speed. Transfers. It should be transfers. Okay, with the higher speed than hub. So data transferring is with a higher speed than the hub. So the function is almost same, but little bit differences there that we are going to learn in the next slide. Here is one picture of a switcher. So these are the ports that we have seen in the earlier picture, and these ports, through these ports, these are different devices. We see different devices. Here is a modem, here is a printer, here is a server connected to this, and these are the personal computer or the simple computer are connected. So it can connect different type of devices, not only computer, but printer is also there, maybe a web camera can be there. Okay, maybe your scanner can be this a server, and this and number of devices connected to switch is also are also more than the hub. So I hope you understand the difference between switch and hub. Hub is a smaller one that directs signal to other devices, generally the computer. Here switch, large number of devices can be, large number of different types of devices can be connected to this. The transference of data is done at the higher speed than the hub. And next we are going to see the one more picture of a switch. Yeah, the same is there. Okay, here is the actual picture you could see. Okay, these are the cables that coming out from, these are the ports. Okay, and these are the cables which can be plugged into this. Okay, so these are the cables. This we call ethernet cables. Ethernet cables. Okay, these are, so you can see many cables are connected. This is a real picture. It's only art you can see. Okay, this. Okay, from one switch another switch is also connected. Here is the printer, here is the PC, here is the laptop. Okay, maybe some other method, the PC and PC. So this one, I think it's clear to you. Switch it. Okay. Now we will see the difference between switch and hub. Okay. So what is there? Before that, just we will see this picture. Okay, the switch from the router. From the router, the signal is coming to the switch, and switch is connected to the hub. Okay, and then hub from there the client are computer. Okay, you can directly connect to the computer also. It's not always that it's a hub. Okay, so now difference between hub and switch. So connects computer only. It connects computer and other devices like CCTV camera, printer, etc. Hub transmit data in the form of electrical signal, and this transmit data in packets. Packets is a codes, in form of the codes. Okay, number of ports are less, here number of ports are more. It's a passive device without software. The hub doesn't contain any software, but it's an active device. It has its own software to identify the signal, to filter the signal, to send the signal to the appropriate devices. So it has a software to function. It doesn't have any software. Transmission speed is low, transmission speed is high. So these are the difference between the hub and switch. So I hope you understand this. Now we are going to learn some more devices that we required in a computer network. So far you have come to know about the hub, you come to know about the switch. Now we will learn about the rotor. Okay, so this is one picture of a rotor. So what is a rotor? A rotor is a hardware device that acts as a central point to connect different devices through ports. It acts as a dispatcher that forwards data signal between computer networks. It handles traffic data routing to create a larger and complex network. Larger and complex network. So if there are two or three networks, we have seen here, I have already shown you that there are two, we have installed here two network. One network, these are the devices in one network, and these are the devices to the other network. So two networks, let's say this is a network, and this is, let's say, B network. So what does this router do? So it's a sending signal to the different networks, and because there are many computers connected to this, so the data traffic will be very heavy. So it handles the heavy traffics and direct the signals to the different networks. Okay, so once again, a router is a hardware device that acts as a central point to connect different devices through ports. Now, which devices are connected here? Switch 1, switch 2, or maybe directly some hub is there. Okay, anything could be there. So, devices through ports. It okay connects. It points central point to connect different devices through ports. It acts as a dispatcher that forwards data signals between computer network. You have seen already. It's a dispatching or it's a forwarding the signal between two network. In the picture you have already seen. Okay, you have already seen in that picture. It's a sending signal to the or dispatching signal to the two network. Okay, it handles traffic data routing to create a larger and complex network. So this is the function of a router. Okay, so this picture I have already discussed with you. This is the router and sending signal to different network. Now next device that we are going to learn about is a bridge. You can see the picture bridge here also. Okay, here you could see bridge. So this is set up between two computers, you can see. Okay, so we will learn about it now. Bridge. So a bridge is a networking device used to connect different segments of the network, can filter and forward data signal to other nodes network. Okay, so it's a bridging means it's used to connect the two segments of the network. So you could see here. So these are the two segments. One segment is here. This one. This is one segment. This. And these are the other segments of the network. So these are connecting them together. Okay. So this is the picture of bridge. So bridge is a networking device used to connect different segments of the network. It can filter and forward data signal to other nodes. Nodes means computer. Okay. These are the nodes. This is one node. This is one node. I have made it clear about the clients. So clients or nodes, if we say, we can use them interchangeably. Okay, nodes and clients are the same thing. Okay. Now next, what we are going to learn difference between the router and bridge. So router is attached to the two or more network and forward packets from one network to another. Packets, I have already told you, packets are the codes. When the signal are transferred from one place to another place, they are coded. That's a little bit deeper things that I'm not going to explain it yet, but you can see the codes. Okay, as you can see, whenever we talk on the phone, so generally our voice is converted to other signal like electric signal or some other sort of. Okay, so that is also coding. So this router attached to two or more network and forward packets from one network to another, and bridge is the network device that filter and forward the data. Data is transferred at packets. Here data is transferred as a frame. This is also one type of transferring data, one way to transfer data in form of the frames. Okay, while there are more than two ports in router, there are only two ports in bridge. So in the bridge only two ports connecting two segment, this and this. It will be connected by the you know bridge, so it will have two ports only, but router may have many ports. Okay, again the same picture coming here. Okay, so I hope you understand. Two ports, one port is connecting this side of segment, one port is connecting that side of segment. It may have more. Here is only two, but maybe more than two ports may be there. Okay, connecting the other devices. So this picture. So you have learned about hub, switch, bridge, router. Okay, so these are the networking devices that we use. Okay, now next we are going to learn about the topology. Topology. So topology. What is the topology? So topology generally is an arrangement of the computer network. Okay, so topology refers to a geometric arrangement of devices connected in a computer network. The structure of a computer network consists of multiple nodes that control the transmission of data. So first we'll just concentrate on the first sentence that define the computer network, computer topology. So topology refers to a geometric arrangement of devices connected in the computer network. Okay, so means arrangement of the devices. So here you can see how these devices are. This is also one type of topology. So how the devices are connected like this. One line is going like this, and these are connected like this. or maybe other type like this. So these are, there is a one central hub and the other are connected to, the devices are connected to this central hub. So can you differentiate between the arrangement of these two networks? So these we call actually topology, the arrangement of the devices. How do the devices are arranged in a network, that we call topology. So there are many types of topologies. Okay, and the second sentence is that the structure of the computer network consists of multiple nodes that control transmission of. So there are multiple nodes. This node. These are all called nodes. So these control the transmission of the data. So topology understand the geometric arrangement, how they are arranged geometrically, how they are arranged means how the devices, how the nodes are arranged in a computer network is called topology. Refers to the geometric arrangement of devices connected in a computer network. It is called a topology. Now there are different types of topology: bus topology, star topology, ring topology, and mesh topology. So there are some others also, but here in this book we are going to cover only four types of topology. The first one is a bus topology, next is a star topology, next is the ring topology, and next is your mesh topology. So first of all, we are going to learn about the bus topology. So here is the picture of the bus topology and why it is called a bus topology. You can see a bus is moving from left to right. Okay, so that's why it's a bus topology. Here you can see one cable is running from one end to the another end, and the nodes are connected to this cable. So it's a simple that these cables transmit the data from one end to the another end, and here you can see terminator also there. So terminator to this point and terminator to this point, and these are the nodes. So data flow like this from this side to this side or from this side to this side. So that's why it's called bus topology, because the data is flowing like a bus from one point to the other point, that we call bus topology. And if you see the definition of the bus topology, so in bus topology all the devices are connected by one single cable. One computer sends signal through the wire. All the computer on the network received the information, but only one accept the information. So the definition clearly says that the devices are connected by one single cable. You can see here one single cable was there. Okay, and these all devices are connected to that single cable. The signal, all the computers on the network receive the, if suppose this computer is transmitting something, so all the computer connected to central cable will receive the information, but only one will accept it. Let's say it's accepted, then other will not accept it. So only one computer can accept it. So bus topology, all the devices are connected in one single cable. When one computer sends signal through the wire, all the computers on the network receive the information, but only one accepts the information. Now there are certain disadvantages or advantages of the bus topology. You have already seen the bus topology. Okay, these are the arrangement. Now we'll go advantage. So what is the advantage? Easy to set up. It's very easy to set up. One cable is required, and you have to connect all the nodes to that cable only. Second, low installation and maintenance cost, because not many cables are required to install this type of topology, so it's a very cost effective. The maintenance cost is also low, the installation cost is also very low. Then disadvantage, so if main cables breaks, entire network breaks down. Okay, so if one main cables is breakdown, so no data transmission will take place, and no communication can take place. And second disadvantage is cannot handle heavy traffics. Okay, so because there is only one cable and it is not possible to handle a heavy traffic using the bus topology. Okay, now we are going to learn about the star topology. So star topology, here the picture of star topology. It looks like a star. Okay, we will just see the star. So definition. First of all, we'll just see this structure. So here you could see there is a central hub, you can say, or the main nodes, and to that other computer are connected to it. So this is called star topology. Definition: in star topology, each computer is connected to central hub using a point-to-point connection. The central hub is usually a computer server that manages the network. So each of these nodes are connected to this central hub. This is generally a server. We have already learned about the server. It's a main computer that contain the information and that handle all the data. So each computer are connected to this central hub. Okay, so this we call star topology. In a star topology, each computer is connected to central hub using point-to-point connection. Point-to-point means this is connected to this connected to this. These are not connected to one another. It is not like that in a bus this thing bus topology. These are point-to-point. These are connected to the central hub. Okay, and the central hub is usually a computer that works as a server. So this is star topology. Next, we are going to learn about advantage or disadvantage of the star topology. So first advantage, it is easy to add new. It's a nodes, not nodes. Okay, so new nodes to the each network. Second is if the connection of one node fail, so it doesn't affect other computer. Suppose connection of one nodes fail, so it doesn't affect other computer. Means the connection with the other computer will always remain there. Okay. The disadvantage, if the central hub fails, the entire network fails. Central hub fails. Mean to say that if this one fails, so all the computer will not be able to get any information. But if one fails, so it doesn't matter, other will get connected to this and will able to function well. So these are the advantage and disadvantage of star topology. Next we are going to learn about the ring topology. So this is the ring topology. It looks like a ring. You know? Frequently, each computer is connected to the next and the next and the next, and the last one is connected to the first one. This is we call a ring topology. So in ring topology, each computer is connected to the next computer with the last one connected back to the first one. Each computer transmits what it received from previous computer and messages flow around the ring in one direction. Mean to say that what this computer receive information is transmitted by it to the next, and what this received to is transmitted to the next, and what it received in what information it received transmitted to the next, and like this it's a flow in a circular form. Okay, so this is a ring. It looks like a ring, and that's why name is given a ring topology. Next advantage of ring topology is easy to set up, and disadvantage adding or removing computer is very difficult. If one of the computer fails, the entire network fails. It's a very simple because it's like a ring. If anything breaks in between, so the connection will disrupted and no none of the nodes will get the signal. So this is disadvantage of a ring topology. Next is your mesh topology. Mesh topology. Mesh. This is like a net. Okay. So you can see this is the picture of mesh topology. Okay. See, each computer is connected to all the other computers. If you talk about this computer, this is connected to this one. This is connected to this one also, connected to this one also, connected to this one. If we talk about this, this is connected to this one and this one and this one and this one. And if we talk about this one, means each of the computer is connected to all the other computer in the network. That we call mesh topology. In mesh topology, all the computer or devices are connected to one another. It is the most robust topology as the data can be transferred between the nodes even if some of the connection fails. Mean to say that it's a very robust means very strong network. If suppose this connection disturb, still this computer will get data from here, and this computer will also get data from here and here. So it doesn't affect much more if any connection is broken. So that's why it's called a very robust network. So the computer are connected to one another there. Okay. So advantage and disadvantage. So advantage, transmission of data continues among other nodes if any of the computer fails, and disadvantage, this topology is difficult to install and configure. It's a very expensive network because lot of cables are required, and it's also complex because you have to make connection between all the nodes in the network, and that's why it's a very difficult to install and configure. So this is the disadvantage of mesh topology. Now next we are going to learn that these were the topology. So we have learned about the four topology. What is the topology? Topology refers to the geographic arrangement of devices connected in a computer network, and we have learned four types of topology: bus topology, star topology, ring topology, and mesh topology. Now we are going to learn something more about the network, and that is first one is the architecture. So architecture. So what is the architecture? We'll come to know. So a network architecture is a layout of the network that integrates the different networks topology with one or more network protocols. So here we can say this is a architecture. Architecture means how it's a layout, how the devices are connected. Okay, so let's say this is a hub, this computer is connected, this computer is connected to the hub, and here one printer is connected here. Okay, here this is connected, one computer is connected, it's a workstation. Okay, and this is connected with the scanner that can be shared by other. So means different devices. It's not only computer but different devices. Matter how the hub is connected, how the switch is connected, how the server is connected, how the peripheral devices are connected. Okay, the layout of these. For example, if you want to make a house, so generally we make a layout. Okay, where we'll have a kitchen, where we'll have the dining hall, where we'll have the bedroom, and etc. etc. So that is the layout. So this is also layout of the different devices that we call architecture. Okay, so it only not only include the hardware, but it also include the software also. Okay, so there are many things that it include, like your physical design. This is called physical design. Okay, this will connected this, and this will connected like this, and this. Logical design. Logical design means how logically the devices are connected there, and even includes software. Which software will be installed to run the network, and hardware. What kind of hardware will be required? Protocol. Protocol means how the data will be transferred, and media. Media means what medium, cables, and this all will be installed in it. That we call architecture. So there are two types of architecture. One we call peer-to-peer type, and another we call client-server type. This one is a peer-to-peer network. So because this is the beyond the scope of a syllabus, so we are not going to discuss about peer-to-peer type or client-to-server type architecture. So this much only is there in a book, and next we are going to learn about the type of network. Type of networks. Type of network means how large or how small is the network. So sometimes we may require or we have some devices within our homes, and we want to connect them together, and we want to set up a network. Let's say one computer is in a one computer is in a drawing room, one computer is in a bedroom, or there are some CCTV cameras, or maybe some other devices are there that we want to connect. So within the home, if you want to have a network within the home, maybe we require this, or maybe we are running an organization, and maybe within the building or maybe within the city. Let's say we live in a Kordwara, and the Kordwara Nagar Nigam wants to connect to all the major institution in Kordwara, like say a hospital, or let's say police station, or maybe the Nigam office, or maybe other resources that is available with the Nagar Nigam. They want to connect it all with the network. So that's within the city, can we can also have a network, or maybe across the world network we may have a. So there are different sizes of the network within the home, within the cities, or few a large geographical region, or maybe across the world. So depending upon the size, we can group them into different network. Okay, the first one we are going to learn about the local area network, that we call, in short, we call LAN. So this is, we can LAN, we can this is the image of the LAN, means that is a very limited, make it within the house or building or office. If you want to set up a network, that is called LAN. Okay, maybe in our schools we have different offices running. Okay, and we want to connect all the computers in that school, in our school, so that can be called a LAN. Okay, so what is a LAN? A local area network. LAN is the simplest form of the network. It consists of a small number of computers located in a small geographical area, such as home, office, or building. One computer acts as a server, and the entire network is confined to the same organization or building. So a small network within a house, within a building, within an office is called LAN. Okay. Now we are going to learn about next network is the metropolitan area network. So in the picture you can see that there are different buildings or organizations that have LAN. One line is there, one line is there, one line is there, one line is there, one line is there. And if you connect all the LAN together, so it's form a MAN, means a larger area, the networks in the larger area. Let's say one part of the city contain one LAN, other part of the city contain other LAN, and we connected the all the LAN there, that becomes a Man. A metropolitan area network. Man is a network of devices within a single geographical area, such as a town or a city. Two or more LANs are often connected in a MAN. It is larger than LAN but smaller than WAN. WAN we are going to learn next. Okay. So when the network is set up within a city or within a twin cities, so that we call MAN. It's a larger than LAN but it's a smaller than WAN. When we are going to learn next is the wide area network WAN. So wide area network is here is a picture that will make you understand about it. Okay, so there is one LAN, there is one other LAN, a LAN, here is one man. So all these LAN or MAN when connected together, so this form WAN. So when a wide area network is consists of multiple LAN or maybe MAN separated by large physical distance such as across countries or even continents. A WAN can be created using physical connection or radio waves. So when because this is a very large area network within the continents means from one continent, let's say from Asia to America, okay, or to Africa. So it is not possible, to connect the devices using the wires. So maybe it's not possible to connect them physical using the physical connection. So it may be connected with the help of radio wave satellite, you can say. So this we call WAN, means across the globe, the entire globe. Anything is there and one part of the word can be connected to the other part of the word, that we call WAN. Okay, so you have learned about the definition of a network. What is a network? You have also learned about the client and server, and you have also learned about the different devices that are used in a computer a network. Okay, like your router is there, your hub is there, switch is there, bridge is there. Okay, you have also learned about the different type of topology. Okay, bus topology, star topology, ring topology, mesh topology, and then you have learned about the different type of network. Okay, local area network, metropolitan area network, and wide area network. So for today, this is all. We will continue to the next video. Thank you very much.